Cassiane, the Astonishing Mermaid, the battle for the Zarcolantium Crystal. In the deep ocean where all kinds of sea creatures live, there was a magic city called Sopranthios. This city was magnificent in beauty. Some of its buildings were made out of the finest crystals of the entire sea, for this city was known for its amazing crystals. There were all types of crystals in this city, from small to large, dark and colorless to light and colorful. And there were also crystals that were magical. Some magic crystals were used for good and some magic crystals were used for evil. However, there was a certain magic crystal called the Zarcolantium Crystal, which had the ability to grant wishes. Sometimes the Zarcolantium Crystal's wishes were granted when there was a message to be revealed from the sea gods to the sea creatures. This magical crystal was locked inside a special room inside the palace of the king and queen. There is a new ruler of the city, and his name is Nathan. He's a merfolk. He's very tall and strong, and he always carries a powerful trident with him, ready to destroy anyone who stands in his way. Before he recently became ruler of the city, he first was a very skilled sea warrior who won many wars for the city of Sopranthios. As a reward for his military accomplishments, the King Joseph and Catherine the Queen, who were also merfolks, had Nathan to live inside their palace as their personal bodyguard. But without them knowing, Nathan secretly looked and found the room that had the Zarcolantium Crystal. Nathan then used the key he took without permission to unlock the door. Then he went inside the room and found the Zarcolantium Crystal and grabbed it to make his wish.
O Zarcolantium Crystal of the ocean, I wish to be stronger than I already am.
Behold, the Zarcolantium Crystal started shining very brightly, with energy surrounding it. For now, the Zarcolantium Crystal's magic was being displayed. Nathan was granted that wish. He was now more stronger than he ever was. Then after that, Nathan entered the throne room of the palace to take over the throne and replace the rulership of the king and queen with himself as the new ruler of the city. And behold, the guards of the palace, who were warriors, tried to attack Nathan to stop him from taking over. But their efforts were in vain, for Nathan defeated them all by his mighty trident and made their defeat an example to anyone who dared to battle against him. Nathan then had the king and queen placed inside a dungeon inside the palace. There was another merfolk named Braxton, a citizen of the city, and which, when he heard the news about Nathan ruling on the throne, he became sad. Then Braxton heard that Nathan found the Zarcolantium Crystal and made a wish to be stronger than he already was, which enabled him to become the new ruler of the city. When Braxton heard that, he became very angry. In fact, Braxton became so angry that he made his way to the palace of the king and disguised himself as one of the guards of the king's palace. Nathan was away from the treasure room in which he placed the Zarcolantium Crystal. Braxton found out that Nathan placed the magic crystal in the treasure room. So Braxton found the treasure room of the palace and broke the lock on the door and entered the room. Braxton saw beautiful crystals, diamonds, and gold, but he didn't see the Zarkalentium crystal. As Braxton was still searching, he started to feel as if it was hopeless looking for the crystal, until he saw in a little distance a glistening light, in which he swam close to it, and behold, the Zarkalentium crystal was before his very eyes. But no longer than his discovery of the magic crystal, Nathan and his palace guards entered the room. Braxton took the Zarkalentium crystal and broke the window of the treasure room with his body to make his escape. Then Nathan sent his warriors to search for Braxton, but Braxton swam away to a different part of the city, where he found a place that was a secret hideout in which he met a lot of merfolks and sea creatures who were the outcast of the new rulership of the tyrant Nathan. Braxton therefore told the merfolks and sea creatures that Nathan was after him because he took the Zarkalentium crystal from the palace. Braxton then tried to make a wish with the Zarkalentium crystal to take away Nathan's great power, but the wish didn't work, for the sea gods did not permit that wish to be granted. Then Braxton tried other wishes, but to his surprise, those wishes also wasn't granted. Braxton and the other merfolks and sea creatures' faces were very disappointed and sad. However, there was one sea creature named Spencer. He was a merfolk filled with courage and wisdom. He stood up in the midst of all the merfolks and sea creatures and said, "Everyone, listen to me. Though things may seem difficult, we have to stay hopeful. Now with that being said, I've heard that there is a mermaid named Cassiane. She's a warrior mermaid who fights against evil and protects sea creatures. Perhaps we can use the Zarkalentium crystal to wish her here to help us defeat Nathan." After Braxton and the sea creatures heard the words of Spencer, they were encouraged and happy with great joy. Then Braxton said to Spencer, "That's a great idea, Spencer. I don't know how true the legend is, but at this point, we really don't have much of a choice. We have to make a move now because Nathan is too dangerous. His rulership must be stopped." With that being said, all the sea creatures gathered around Braxton, and behold, Braxton made his wish. "O magic Zarkalentium crystal, I wish to have Cassiane, the warrior mermaid, appear to our part of the sea." Then the Zarkalentium crystal started shining brightly with energy surrounding it, for Braxton, along with everyone else, was awaiting Cassiane's arrival. Meanwhile, in another part of the sea, there was Cassiane, the astonishing mermaid, among her happy sea creatures enjoying their day. Cassiane then sang her song.
Darkness may roar and the seas may sway. Through the light, victory will make a way. Though the enemies of good are strong with might, the good shall overcome with magnificent light. Let the sea creatures smile, dance, and sing, for the light that shines is everlasting. Love everyone and help others in need. Be happy and do a good deed. Forgive those who's done you wrong, and let the courage in you grow strong. Do what is right and stand for peace. Be kind, let your joy increase. Enjoy life with gratitude and be full of compassion. Always stay humble and do good with passion. Rejoice, everyone, and let your joy continue to be in motion. the astonishing mermaid, and I will forever protect the ocean.
After Cassini finished her song, the sea creatures smiled at Cassini and each other, having wonderful joy. Then Atami the sea dolphin said unto Cassini, "Cassini, thank you for always helping us sea creatures. What you're doing by helping and protecting those in need is incredible. It means a lot to us sea creatures for all the good things you do. It makes us sea creatures feel safe when we know that you're here to protect us." Cassini smiled at Atami and said,
Oh, Atami, my dear friend, that's why I'm here. I value and appreciate the sea and the sea creatures very much. This place we call the sea is our home.
Atami smiled with great joy at the words of Cassini. Then Azarius the squid said, "I love the sea, and I also love to dance a lot and work on new dance moves." But then Atami said unto Azarius, about that, Azarius? Yeah? You might want to work on them a little more. Hey! I'm just joking. I know. Ha 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 ha. Then the sea creatures and Cassini were smiling and giggling. Shortly after that, Cassini sensed something unusual and suddenly grabbed her all-powerful golden trident. And behold, a magical portal appeared, and it opened up in the midst of Cassini and all the sea creatures around. And the portal then absorbed Cassini inside and started closing. However, before the portal closed all the way, Azarius the squid jumped inside to try to get Cassini back from this mysterious portal. But Azarius the squid was too late, so now both Cassini the astonishing mermaid and Azarius the squid were both inside this strange portal. Then the portal closed, and all the sea creatures that were still there were perplexed. For now Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, and Azarius the squid were magically transported by the portal to another location. Back at the hideout place, the Zarkalantium crystal suddenly stopped shining. Then Braxton and the others were disappointed. Then Braxton said, No, why didn't it work? For once can something go right? If the legend was true about this great sea warrior, she could help save the city from Nathan. But maybe that legend was just a legend. Maybe she's not really real after all. The merfolks and sea creatures that was around Braxton were also feeling frustrated as well. Then Cody, who was a merfolk, was so disappointed and sad that he started crying and swam away from their secret hideout building. This was a very tough situation for Braxton and the other merfolks and sea creatures. Somewhere in the magic city of Sopranthios, a portal opened up, and there Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, and Azarius the squid came out of it. And behold, the magical portal vanished. Then Azarius the squid said to Cassini, "Where are we?"
I'm not sure, Azarius. I've never been here before.
Cassini and Azarius then wanted to check out some parts of the city. So Azarius the squid got on the back of Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, and Cassini, with her all-powerful golden trident in her hand, swam into different parts of the city. As Cassini swam, they noticed that the merfolks and sea creatures there looked sad and depressed throughout the different areas of the city. "Cassini, this place doesn't look too friendly." Then Cassini replied to Azarius the squid,
I wonder what this is all about.
As they were still traveling throughout the city, they noticed a merfolk sea creature sitting on the sands of the sea crying. Cassini, being filled with compassion at the sight of this, swam close to the merfolk and stood next to him. Then Azarius the squid got off Cassini's back and stood close to her. Then Cassini said to the merfolk,
Hey, my friend, what's wrong?
The merfolk was still crying as he was looking down at the sand. Meanwhile, at the hideout place, Braxton, Spencer, and the other merfolks and sea creatures were still together in a meeting. Spencer then said to Braxton, "Even though the wish didn't work, everything will still be okay." Then Braxton, with a sad look upon his face, looked at Spencer and said, "I sure hope so, Spencer. I just want things to get better." Spencer then said to Braxton, "Hey, don't worry about it. Now let's make some new plans on how we're going to defeat Nathan." Braxton then smiled and was inspired at the words of Spencer. Then all the merfolks and sea creatures in the hideout place were now ready to start making new plans on how they could defeat Nathan. But before Spencer, Braxton, and the rest of the merfolks and sea creatures there could start making new plans, behold, Nathan the merfolk broke the door open of the hideout place with his trident. Nathan also had some of his warriors with him. Braxton, Spencer, and all the merfolks and sea creatures there were terrified. Then Nathan looked at Braxton and said,
Finally, I found you. Now I will be taking the Zarcalantium crystal from you. And as a punishment for you stealing the Zarcalantium crystal from me, you will be coming with me so that I can have you locked in a dungeon inside the palace. And if you don't come with me, I will destroy you and your friends with my trident. Now, give me the Zarcalantium crystal."
But then Braxton said to Nathan, "I don't want to give you the Zarcalantium crystal, Nathan. Your evil rulership has caused so much misery."
Silence! And give me the Zarcalantium crystal now!
Then Braxton, out of fear, gave Nathan the Zarcalantium crystal.
Yes! My search for the Zarcalantium crystal is finally over. For now, I have the Zarcalantium crystal again.
Then Nathan had his warriors take Braxton. Then Nathan looked at the rest of the merfolks and sea creatures and said,
I should have you all locked in the dungeon as well for opposing me. But I'm in a good mood now, since I have the Zarcalantium crystal again.
Back at the other part of the city, where Cassini and Azarius met this interesting merfolk sea creature named Cody. Behold, Cody then, with his face still looking down at the ground, replied to Cassini,
"Everything seems to be going wrong. This city used to be a wonderful place, but ever since Nathan used the Zarcalantium crystal to wish to be stronger than he already was, he took over our city by replacing our king and queen with himself to be the new ruler. However, a brave citizen named Braxton snuck into the palace and took the Zarcalantium crystal. Also, a wise merfolk named Spencer told us sea creatures a legend about a sea warrior mermaid named Cassini. So us sea creatures made a plan to wish her here using the Zarcalantium crystal, so that she could help us by possibly defeating Nathan. And if that was to happen, the rulership would be restored back to the king and queen, and our city would return to having happiness and peace. So when Braxton made the wish to bring this sea warrior mermaid, the Zarcalantium crystal started shining brightly with energy surrounding it. However, nothing happened. And now, Nathan is coming for Braxton and the rest of us sea creatures that stands against him. Oh, if that wish came true, we would have hope, but now it looks like we don't.
Cody, the merfolk sea creature, was very sad, with misery being displayed upon his face greatly. But Cassini was moved with compassion.
Hey, my friend, I want you to know that everything will be okay.
How do you know that?
Because I'm that mighty warrior mermaid that was known to be a legend. I am Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, and I will do what I can to bring redemption to the city.
Then Cody smiled and became very excited after he heard those confident words of Cassini. Cody then looked at Cassini and saw that she was in fact the mermaid of the legend.
Friend, what is your name?
My name is Cody, and I am so happy that the legend was true. It's an honor to meet you.
Then Azarius the squid said to Cody,
My name is Azarius. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well, Cody replied.
Then Cody, looking at Cassini and Azarius, said,
Okay, I think we better get going. You two follow me please to the secret hideout so I can tell everyone the good news about the wish actually coming true.
Then Azarius the squid got on Cassini's back and they followed Cody to the secret hideout to meet the others. As Cody, Cassini, and Azarius the squid arrived at the secret hideout place, they saw that the door was broken. Cody had Cassini and Azarius wait outside the hideout building while he went inside to talk with the merfolks and sea creatures. When Cody was inside the building, he saw the merfolks and sea creatures there looking very sad. Then Cody said,
Hey everyone, I'm back. What happened?
Then Cody noticed that Braxton wasn't there.
Where's Braxton?
Then Spencer, with a look of disappointment and sadness, responded to Cody, Well, when you were gone, Nathan and his warriors found our secret location, and Nathan got the Zarkalantium crystal from Braxton. He also took Braxton away with him to lock him in a dungeon inside the palace. Nathan was going to take all of us to be locked in a dungeon as a punishment for opposing him. However, Nathan retrieving the Zarkalantium crystal and taking Braxton along with him was enough to satisfy him. So he left the rest of us alone. Now all of us here are in dismay, for though we weren't in the best position to begin with, we at least had Braxton and the Zarkalantium crystal. Now that both are taken away from us, what can we do now? Spencer then looked down at the floor with tears in his eyes, being very discouraged by the terrible situation they were in. However, Cody was filled with confidence and responded to Spencer.
Spencer, that is indeed bad news that Braxton and the Zarkalantium crystal was taken away. But there is still hope. Remember the legend you spoke of concerning the warrior mermaid named Cassini? Well, I have good news. Braxton's wish from the Zarkalantium crystal actually came true. For when I left here being sad and hopeless, crying in tears, I met this mermaid and her squid friend, and this mermaid revealed to me that she is the mermaid warrior of that legend, the great Cassini, and that she would do what she can to bring redemption to our city.
Spencer's mood brightened up with joy at the words of Cody. Then Spencer said, Did this really happen, Cody? Did Braxton's wish actually come true?
Let's find out. Hey, Cassini, Azarius, come on in.
Cassini and Azarius the squid enter the room, and all the merfolks and sea creatures' faces there were happily surprised and overwhelmed with joy. Then Spencer, being amazed, said, It is true. The sea gods has actually granted the wish. Then Spencer approached Cassini and Azarius the squid and said, I am very happy to have you here with us, Cassini, you and your squid friend. Then all the other merfolks and sea creatures there, being very happy that the wish came true, met and talked with Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, and Azarius the squid. Cassini and Azarius were very happy to meet everyone there. Then Cassini said,
I greatly appreciate everyone here. I'm very happy to be here with you all and to help restore your city back to happiness and peace.
Everyone in the room smiled. Then Azarius the squid said,
Yeah, everyone. Cassini and I may not be from this place, but that does not change who we are. We stand for helping others.
Then the merfolks and sea creatures were even more motivated, having confidence now that the wish was granted and that Cassini was with them. Then Spencer, Cassini, and the others started making strategic plans, for they were determined to get the victory. At the palace, Nathan was sitting upon the king's throne inside the throne room. Since Nathan got the Zarkalentium crystal back by taking it from Nathan, his arrogance grew even more.
Now that I have the Zarkalentium crystal again, I shall be unstoppable!
In another part of the palace, there was Braxton, King Joseph, and Queen Catherine locked inside the dungeon. It looked as if there was no hope for their situation to get better. But out of nowhere, they heard an explosion inside the palace. And a few moments later, Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, along with some of the merfolks and sea creatures, entered the dungeon room. There was strong metal bars to prevent anyone from escaping the dungeon. However, Cassini, using her all-powerful golden trident, broke the strong metal bars and stood in front of Braxton and the king and queen. Braxton was amazed at the sight of this incredible mermaid. Then Braxton said to Cassini, "Who are you?" Then Cassini, being filled with confidence, answered Braxton,
I am Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, and I, along with your friends, are here to help.
Braxton's smile lit up with joy at the words of Cassini. So the legend must have really been true of the warrior mermaid, for the sea gods granted my wish. Then Cassini said to the king and queen,
It's an honor to meet you two. I'm sorry to meet you both under these circumstances. As a warrior, I will do what I can to help.
The king and queen were happy to meet Cassini and all the merfolks and sea creatures that came. For now that Cassini and the others were there, the king and queen were relieved. Then Spencer spoke out in confidence and said, Now that we're here, we've accomplished a part of the plan. Now we must finish the rest of our plan. Braxton, I want you to help the king and queen out of this dungeon and help get them to a safe place in this palace. Azarius, I want you to go with me to find the Zarkalentium crystal. Cody, I want you to stay along with the merfolks and sea creatures that came with us. And Cassini, you know what to do concerning Nathan.
I'm on it.
And with that, they all went their way, for Cassini and the merfolks and sea creatures there were hoping to prevail so that peace could be restored back to the city of Sapranthios. Back in the throne room of the palace, Nathan was still sitting upon the king's throne.
I finally have the Zarkalentium crystal again, and this time I will not let it be taken, for I will continue my rule of the city of Sapranthios.
But just as Nathan was getting more excited, suddenly one of the guards entered the room and told him that there was an intrusion inside the palace. When Nathan heard the news, he stood up from the throne and grabbed his trident.
They must be after the Zarkalentium crystal, but I will stop them!
As soon as Nathan was on his way to leave the room, suddenly Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, entered the room with her all-powerful golden trident in her hand.
No, Nathan, I won't allow it!
Then Nathan said to Cassini,
And who are you?
Then Cassini answered Nathan and said,
I am Cassini, the astonishing mermaid.
Then Nathan was infuriated by Cassiany challenging him, for ever since Nathan became stronger due to his wish, only a few brave warriors went up against him. However, those brave warriors lost to Nathan because of Nathan's strength. Then Nathan looked at Cassiany and said,
Well, you have confidence to go up against me, for I am the strongest merfolk of this city, and now you will learn to never stand in my way.
But Cassiany with confidence replied to Nathan,
Bring it on!
And with that, the battle was on. Cassiany and Nathan charged at each other with their tridents. Meanwhile, in the king's palace, Spencer and Azarius were going throughout the palace searching through rooms to find the Zarkalantium crystal. Then behold, Spencer seen a light shining under a door in a room that was locked, and Spencer broke the lock to open the door. And then, to his amazement, there was the Zarkalantium crystal in a glass container. Then Spencer and Azarius the squid enter the room. But before they went any further, 3 of Nathan's guards who were merfolk surrounded them both with swords. Spencer and Azarius knew they were outnumbered, however, that didn't stop Azarius the squid.
You guys may be strong and intimidating, but I'm not afraid. I challenge you guys to a dance competition. That's right, come on, show me what y'all got.
Then Azarius the squid started dancing, and the 3 guards looked at each other, then looked back at Azarius as he danced.
Come on, are you guys scared? Don't tell me my dance moves are too much for y'all.
Then Spencer said to Azarius, Azarius, they don't want to dance battle you.
Well then, I guess I'll have to handle this the old-fashioned way. Ha! Ha!
Then with that, Azarius the squid defeated those 3 guards by himself, and Spencer was impressed. Then Spencer said to Azarius, Azarius, that was incredible! Very good! Then Azarius the squid replied to Spencer,
Thank you, my friend.
After that, Spencer approached the Zarkalantium crystal that was in the glass container. Spencer then removed the glass container and grabbed the Zarkalantium crystal. Then Spencer and Azarius were excited with joy. Then Spencer said to Azarius, Finally, we have the Zarkalantium crystal. Back in the throne room, the battle was taking place between Cassiany and Nathan.
Well, it seems you have some combat skills. However, it won't be enough to defeat me.
Cassiany shot a powerful energy blast from her trident. With that being done, Nathan was hit by Cassiany's attack. Nathan was pushed across the room by Cassiany's energy blast from her trident. Then with that, Nathan hit the wall and fell to the floor. For Cassiany's attack was incredibly powerful. Cassiany swung close to Nathan when he fell to the floor. Then after that, Cody, Spencer, Braxton, Azarius the squid, and the other merfolks and sea creatures entered the throne room, where they saw Cassiany holding her all-powerful golden trident in a fighting posture as she looked at Nathan while he was laying on the floor defeated. Then Spencer said unto Cassiany, Wow, Cassiany, you did it! You defeated Nathan! I have good news to tell you. I have the Zarkalantium crystal, and the king and queen are safe. Cassiany smiled with great joy, but before she could speak a word back to Spencer, Nathan stabbed Cassini in the back with his trident.
Never turn your back on me!
Cassini fell to the floor, being weakened by Nathan's attack. Then Nathan said unto Spencer and the rest of the merfolks and sea creatures there,
Now that I have defeated your precious mermaid, who shall stand against me now? I am unbeatable! Now give me the Zarkalentium crystal, or else I will destroy you all with no mercy!
Spencer and the merfolks and sea creatures there looked at each other, and in silence made their decision. Then Spencer looked at Nathan and said, I will not give you the Zarkalentium crystal. If my fate is to be destroyed by you, then so be it. But I will not give up the hope of restoring this city to the way it was before you took over our city. Then Nathan said unto Spencer,
O foolish one, now you shall suffer the consequence of your decision.
Nathan, using his trident, went for an attack on Spencer. As Nathan's trident was very close to hitting Spencer, behold, Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, got up quickly from the floor and with her all-powerful golden trident in her hand, clashed tridents with Nathan. Then Cassini transformed. Her eyes started glowing, her muscles got bigger, her injuries were healed, her scales started glistening with a magnificent rainbow color, and her body was surrounded with a glorious radiating aura with electricity sparks. Cassini knew that all the merfolks and sea creatures there were counting on her to save them from Nathan. For Nathan's evil rule caused so much misery for the merfolks and sea creatures living in the city of Sopranthios. And Cassini, understanding the importance of winning the battle, found within her inner strength in which she transcended beyond her regular powers, which made her even more stronger than her regular form. Nathan was shocked by the enormous power that Cassini was displaying.
Who are you?
Then Cassini answered Nathan,
I am the light and the protector of what's right. I am the song of victory and the solution to miseries. I am the warrior of peace who causes freedom to be released. I am the guardian of the mighty everlasting sea. I am Cassini, the astonishing mermaid.
All the merfolks and sea creatures there were amazed at Cassini's transformation. Then Cassini, using her all-powerful golden trident, continued her battle against Nathan. Cassini and Nathan were fighting an intense battle against each other. Nathan was doing his best to defeat Cassini. However, Cassini was determined to get the victory. Cassini hit Nathan with her trident. Then Cassini went for her finishing attacks. And with that last hit from Cassini, Nathan fell to the floor, and this time he was truly defeated. Then after that, Cassini transformed back into her regular form and swam close to Spencer. Spencer gathered some of the merfolks and sea creatures and told them to inform the king and queen that Cassini defeated Nathan, the Zarkalentium crystal was safe, and that they now can restore the city to the way it used to be before Nathan's tyrannical rulership. Now that Nathan was defeated, the king and queen's warriors and guards were back working for King Joseph and Queen Catherine. Spencer then had the king and queen's guards come in the throne room to put Nathan in chains and present him to the king and queen, in which the king had Nathan sent to a prison far away from the palace to serve time, until his designated sentence was over, in which he will become free again to hopefully make better choices in life and to do good to others. Then after that, Cassini, Azarius the Squid, Braxton, Spencer, Cody, and all the merfolks and sea creatures present there all smiled, having great joy for their plan working. Then the king and queen entered the throne room and thanked Cassini and everyone else involved in getting the Zarcolantium crystal back and defeating Nathan. Everyone then smiled with great joy upon their faces. Then Spencer understood the message of the sea gods to the merfolks and sea creatures, which was the reason why the Zarcolantium crystal's wishes were granted by the sea gods. The message the sea gods communicated through the circumstances of the Zarcolantium crystal's granted wishes was, though evil may rise for some time, good will always prevail against evil. So Spencer told everyone there that message, and everyone smiled with confidence. Cassini and Azarius the Squid gave their hugs and said their goodbyes to everyone there. Then Spencer used the Zarcolantium crystal to wish Cassini and Azarius the Squid back to the original part of the sea in which they came from. After that, Spencer gave the Zarcolantium crystal to King Joseph. As for Cassini, she was ready to help even more sea creatures throughout the entire sea. Cassini, the astonishing mermaid, shall return.